Wednesday, the 25th of November 2020. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for joining us again for another edition of the debate program Viewpoint. It is a pleasure always having you because you are there, we are also there. And yesterday, we were trying to find out how men of God could stand the gap to end the Anglophone crisis, and in today's edition, we are trying to find the role of artists, or what have they played in the solving or bringing an end to the crisis. And since we are talking in relation to them, we are having one of them with us here in the studio. Daddy Black is an artist, and in his peace mission to end the Anglophone crisis, he came up with a song that is tilted towards appeasing the hearts of all those involved in bringing an end to the crisis. Daddy Black, good evening and thank you very much for accepting our invitation.
Good evening, Vanessa.
It's a pleasure having you. You're welcome. Manga Venatius, once more you're back again.
Good evening, Vanessa. Thank you for having me, and good evening to our viewers. It's another opportunity for us to share with them.
Probably, since we are talking about the role of artists in ending the Anglophone crisis, to all of them out there fighting in one way or the other to see that justice is brought in, peace is brought in, and that the two regions will regain back their serenity, we extend also our support to them. Let us take the first part of the show, that is the questions. Once more, you are all welcome back. You could tune on Facebook at 6:30 p.m. and you will be watching us live. Cameroonian artists are missing in the call for an end to the Anglophone crisis. Is this lack of patriotism? Daddy Black, do you think so? Yes or no?
They are not missing because I'm here, and they are trying their best. They are trying their best to come up with songs that can help to put an end to the crisis. You know, because we are trying to create awareness with our music.
All right.
Yeah.
So he thinks that they are patriotic. Manga Venatius, your point of view, yes or no?
I think that no, they are not.
That no, they are not. We will come to the debate. Question 2: can their silence be linked to challenges these artists face?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's so many challenges that we face.
Manga
Threats and a
Venatius?
lot of things.
Yes, that is why I think that they are not they lack this patriotism.
They lack
That's why
this
I think
patriotism.
that it is linked to the challenges they are facing.
Let us take a second part of the show, the debate. Stay tuned. In the first question, Cameroonian artists are missing in the call for an end to the Anglophone crisis. Is this lack of patriotism? Daddy Black, you are one of them, but you think that
actually they are doing a lot already, but the Cameroonian public is not seeing anything like it's enough. They are doing. You know, it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? We all know where we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there are some artists that put out songs to create awareness, like Ambe did it, Askia did it, and there are so many other songs. The thing is, you know how difficult it is to promote music in Cameroon, and you know how stubborn the Cameroonian audience are.
Mm-hmm.
So I just released a song 2 weeks now, Peace Mission, and I can bet you people don't even feel us sharing it, but they will sit behind, they will talk as if artists are not concerned in this. I myself, I'm really concerned in this because I'm concerned about it. I'm from Bamenda. I was living in Bamenda, so I'm on IDP.
Mm-hmm.
So I can better speak. I know the pain. I felt it. So it's my story. I don't know about others, but I know some people are doing their best.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there are a lot of projects that are coming up. Other artists that are putting out stuff still for the crisis.
You know, with the Kumba incident, where they were calling for a lot of people to go out and protest, artists in particular sings with the NSAS protest in Nigeria that brought a lot of artists. They were out, and so Cameroonians, they were expecting much from you guys. They were expecting that, like them, you will also come out, well, put on the hashtags and everything, and stand as a figure to represent them, their cry. But then, looking at the reactions on the social media, a lot of Cameroonians are disappointed with the way artists behave.
Cameroonians are good at fighting their own, destroying their own. Okay, they came out, they did the hashtags and stuff, but the public didn't see it. Why are you talking about just artists? You can go down and do it. We have footballers like the Samuel Eto'os and other people. They are not speaking. We have other people. They just look only at artists to badge, and I don't think that's fair, because we're doing it.
Maybe probably because they look high to you. You represent them, so they're expecting much.
But we're doing it, and we need their support. If they don't support us, we will not get there. If they criticize us, we will not get there, because you scare people away. You understand? So we need their support. Like Peace Mission is out right now. Peace Mission by now it was supposed to be like 3 million views. If really Cameroonians really need peace, you understand? So I don't see it like artists are not trying. They're very patriotic, and they are doing their best. You know the condition of the country. You know the system.
Unless you tell me, then I know.
I don't have to tell you. You know it. We all know it. So we are trying our best not to hurt anybody. We are looking for a solution. We are in this together. So let's do it together.
Yes. Thank you very much, Daddy Black. From his point of view, he thinks that artists are doing a lot, or they are patriotic towards your country to see that the Anglophone crisis come to an end. Manga Venashus, you rather think the opposite way, that all right, maybe they might be doing enough, but it's not yet the best solution, or their reactions are not like applaudable.
I'm sorry, that's the way I think. That they are. To say you can be patriotic, yes, but then being patriotic has, it needs some, I don't want to call it sacrifice, I don't want to call it some boldness, so you need some courage to break through the fear. In religious fears, they will refer to such patriotism, will refer to them as martyrs, because those are the people who will give out themselves, some even go to the point of sacrificing their life for their faith. I am not saying that artists should sacrifice their life, no. But there is one thing, the power that these artists have, that they are not using it to the fullest. They are trying their best, but their best is not good enough. There is power in music. There is power, because in music, once you have the microphone, the power of the microphone is too much. But then they don't use it. If we cite, for example, like you spoke about the issue of the NSAS protest in Nigeria. You discover that artists were those who, pioneered the idea. Take, for example, Ivory Coast. In the post-electoral crisis in Ivory Coast, 2010, 2011, artists were on the forefront. Remember, Ivory Coast has been a country that has always been plagued by, internal squabbles. Yes. Before even 2000, we always have a group like Espoir 2000. If you listen to most of their songs, they are patriotic songs calling for an end to the crisis in this country. Like we have this other song that
Peace Mission.
Correct. We need it in Cameroon. This is Peace Mission is coming. Practically, I think it's about still 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
The crisis has gone on for 4 years, which means these artists have the duty to come together as an individual. Your voice will not go through. Why not? Why can't they come together? Because if we want to talk, let's not talk about Cameroon as in general. Let's talk particularly about Anglophone artists. He says he lived the situation. he is an IDP.
IDP,
That is his story. And that's the only person who can talk, because he talks from experience. Our other brothers from the other side of Cameroon, they will talk hearsay, tinted with politics. And they may not pass across the message like he would do it, because he is speaking from the experience, he lived it. So if he says anything, we take it as the gospel truth, because he knows what he's talking about. The other people say what they tell them, what they hear from the radio, and the radio can tune you to listen to what you want. Yes. So and in fact, and in this crisis, we've had the versions of what is not even the truth. So they would be, propagating such false information. But an individual like Daddy Black will give you the reality on the ground, what he lived. If Anglophone journalist, Anglophone artist could come together, like Espoir 2000 that I cited, pass across their message. When you listen to this artist from Ivory Coast, they expose the horrors of that conflict in that country with images, with all the protests that have been going on. When I watch excerpts of Peace Mission, those are the images I'm talking of. You are not only talking to Cameroonians, you are talking to the world. There are other images that you know, that you lived it, that you saw it, that the world does not have it. And it is through them, if they come together, they would, because once it touches the wave, the airwaves, anybody anywhere in the world can access it. It is no more limited. Well, because when it remains in traditional media houses, we censor information and we give what we want to the world. We would not tell the world, like the images that I saw in Peace Mission. Many people may not see it because we would not want to show. It is a professional ethics that we have to blur such images. We cannot show them to the world, so people may not even know it. So that's why I think that if Anglophone journalists, there are good names of.
All right, you want to why journalists?
I don't know why the word journalist is all.
Or is it that journalists are not also
maybe journalists are not also participating in it as well, because the word journalist is forcing itself into.
No, artists.
I think it's the truth.
We are trying
so artists. So I think that artists, if Anglophone artists, there are Anglophone artists who have made names. We know them. They should, if they come together and talk about the horrors of this war, they are preaching to both the armed, the separatist fighters, and they are preaching to the military. They are preaching to Anglophones. They are preaching to the government. They are preaching to Cameroonians. They are preaching to the international community. In that case, we may bring out the reality, because I believe that the reality of this crisis is underreported.
Yeah.
The reality of this crisis is underreported. So that's why I call on Anglophone artists to come together, pass out your message in music, because music has a power that just the melody, just the melody and the graphics, the choreography, the message goes through. The person may not even understand English, but what he sees speaks for itself. So that's why I say the power of music has not been used rightly by this artist. That's why I think that they need to go back again to the drawing board, sit again, re-strategize. It is not yet late. They need to go back, sit again, re-strategize, come up with compositions, and say, pass the crop. Because what we cannot do it, they should do it.
They can do it.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mange Venashus, for that. Can their silence be linked to challenges these artists do face? Daddy Black, he said a lot of challenges you are going through.
People are facing a lot of challenges, threats. They are scared. Maybe you won't go back home. Maybe where you are, you won't live in peace. I believe that they are scared, and then maybe some are not inspired to. If you leave it, then you'll be inspired to talk about it.
So does it mean that all those are sung about
most of those artists are from Boya,
like from the northwest and southwest.
Yes. Salatia did something great. That's great with a lot of artists. Ambe did something. Tizi Panchak did something. Just that people are not. I don't know what to say when it comes to matters like this. But what I would say is what I have in mind. People are scared.
The artists are scared.
They are scared.
What are they scared of?
Even some media people are not even ready to promote it.
So what are they scared of?
This is not
speaking out the minds of the people.
This is not the first project. This is not the first project. Peace Mission is not my first project on this. I came with Freedom O'Clock 2016. Nobody played it. Everybody was so scared that it's too harsh. Then
no, were you not inciting a public disorder?
I will never do that. I'm not a violent somebody.
All right.
I don't believe in violence. I'm a Rasta man. It's peace. But we need to air our minds. We need to create awareness. And I think there is a lot going on right now. Guys are walking. I've listened to some couple of tracks. And if actually what he said is great. If we come together and bring all the tracks together, it's going to be a really, really, really huge album of songs.
So away from threat and fear, what are some of those challenges that you go through, artists go through?
Imagine you will do a song like this. You're talking about peace. You're trying to preach peace, justice, and dialogue. But you know the difficulties we're facing in Cameroon right now, financially and the other stuff, things that are happening. Money to promote that product. Everywhere you go, they want you to pay before they air the product, which you don't have to do that. How do you expect? So most artists, don't forget, those artists, most of them, they are not too rich. They have the voice, they have the microphone. Without the public, they cannot pull it through. If they give me the support that I want by pushing this music, you will see a lot of music coming from artists because they are waiting to see a peace song that will take over Cameroon. So there must be a song that will lead the way. There are projects, but they need to encourage those artists.
But could we say that the disunity among yourselves is a hindrance too?
Yeah, I believe
because
that.
We see a lot of bullies among yourselves. First of all, you guys are not united, so
I believe that.
How will you proceed up now as one man, one voice to preach peace?
There comes a time you have to keep your ego aside, and this is a big call.
A big call.
Yeah, so we have to focus.
Put your ego aside.
We have to focus. Keep your ego aside. It's not about you. It's about the people. So I myself, I'm from the Northwest. So when I see people dying in the Northwest and Southwest, it hurts. Why only in the Northwest and Southwest people are dying? Every day there are certain times I don't even love going online. If you check my presence online, it's really down, like for over 4 to 3 years, just because of the images I see. Very disturbing.
Very disturbing. All right, thank you very much, Daddy Black. You remain with us while we discuss or get the point of view of Mange Venashus. Venashus, what are some of those challenges that these artists do face that stops them from coming together, given that they have the voice, they have the mic, but the push ahead, they do not have it?
Vanessa, we understand that these artists are human beings. It is a challenging task that they have to carry out, very demanding. You know, the political climate of the country does not favor anything like coming together to like protest or propagate, because the government interprets any meeting as politically motivated. The government interprets any association as having a goal or target of inciting violence or inciting revolt or all those kind of things. And for example, if we looked at the case in Nigeria where we had the NSAS protest, you discover that artists were those who spearheaded the protest. They took down the streets. They were guided. That is their country. But in our own country, our own strategy is we do not give way for people to air out what they think. That is why I say the political climate in the country does not favor such a move. But then another issue because we were discussing about this issue with another artist, and he said they really had it in mind to come together and do something, but coronavirus set in at the beginning of the year and completely shattered their program. Because producing, they need to walk about, shooting and all those things, which was not tolerated at the time when they would have, when their project, because the project was already elaborated. Now executing the project, that was when Corona came in, and they could not carry out the project. As like it killed the spirit they had in them that was already taking off. That is why during that period, even movement from one part of the country to the other, because they said they wanted to shoot the video. Yes, some in Boya, some in Bamenda, but then because they wanted to really face the real atmosphere. Yes, but then with the coronavirus, movement was so difficult, and that's why they could not realize their project. Another issue, like Daddy Black was saying, is the question of finances. We need sponsors, and I don't know why when I say the word elite, it is always very heavy when I pronounce the word elite, because we have elites who are very selfish kind of elite.
Yeah.
Because if we should take our brothers and sisters who are artists, they should turn to their elites to help them financially carry out such a project. But when you touch these elites, how many of them respond? Unless
they will not even respond.
Correct. So
I've tried to reach out to so many.
All right.
They don't even reply you. So they are not ready for. Some are not ready for peace. You understand?
And that is why when I say I use the word
some
elite,
some are not ready. There are things you cannot just say on air. You write some people. Then when they come on air, they will say, "Hey, we need peace. We are like
we have done this."
And
but a
lot of hypocrisy going on. So you just have to pull through. I'm pulling through the way I can pull through. Right? If you are out there, you watch it, you love it, support it, share it, add your voice how you can do it. But I believe in one way or the other, there must be a dialogue.
There must be dialogue.
That is why Daddy Black, I'm challenging elites of the northwest and southwest regions, if they are really, true to themselves, that they want to see an end of this crisis.
Yeah.
If this crisis has no benefit for them, if this crisis, I would not want to say that some of them are even responsible. I would say that if they really want to see it come to an end, then it is high time they supported the initiative of these artists. Why not even mobilize them? Because given the positions and the strength that you have, you can. This elite tells us that they go.
Because I believe that the artists stand in a better position to touch the hearts of these hardened fighters.
Not just singers, photographers, cinema. So you see,
they stand in a better position to atone the hearts of these hardened Cameroonians that
photography
are finding it difficult to come out from the bushes.
Because they say that music has no boundary. Music has no boundary. When you just listen to them, some people are captivated by the melody first, and then in the course of that melody, they get the message. And once the message goes through, we would come to a point where we will be talking about putting an end to this crisis. But then I think that is why I am calling on this elite, those who are watching at us. If you are an elite in the north, because the word elite, they have the definition. If you define yourself as an elite in the northwest or southwest region, and you don't think that we can collectively work to make sure that this crisis in the two regions come to an end, then when you are attacked, that you are those who pray that the crisis should not end, just simply weigh it, because if you don't want it to end, it means you have something that you are benefiting from. And if you are not benefiting from it, and if you can feel the pains, like Daddy Black says, he lived the situation, he knows what he is talking about, then let us come together, mobilize them, those of them who have the voice. Not everybody is having the talent. Not everybody is gifted. But those of them who have the gift, let us push them ahead so that they carry out this message, this calling for peace, so that we can also at least live a life that we lived before 2016. I remember when you used to stay in Douala up to 1 year without going to the village, it's as if you have committed a crime. But now village, when they talk of village now,
it's nobody there. It's no village anymore.
It's the no-go zone.
It's no village anymore.
Actually, so let us come back to our senses and work for our future, for our children, and for our land.
Thank you very much, Mange Venantius. Daddy Black, talk to us a little bit about peace mission. The central message I get is dialogue is the way out.
It's good when you fight, then you disagree, and then you come to agree. So it's clear we need to come to the table and sort this out. People are dying. It's so bad. It's so bad that we cannot dialogue. What's difficult?
What's difficult? So who are those to come to table and dialogue? Because we're talking about dialogue, certainly there should be particular people that should be involved?
I cannot talk about that.
All right.
I'm not well placed to talk about those.
But you believe
people.
that there should be dialogue.
There are people that will dialogue. There are people that can put an end to this.
And to your colleagues, what could you tell them?
What I would tell them is, do what you have to do to bring peace.
Do what you have to do to bring peace.
Yes.
That's it. Thank you very much for coming. It has been a pleasure having you as a direct source, speaking like you're talking for all others artists that we could ever have.
That's the job of an artist.
That's the job of an artist. Mangavena Shoes. So if you are to advise this artist, what will you tell them? Given all the challenges they're going through.
Exactly. Daddy Black said something. Let us put away our egos, or they should put away behind their egos. They should put beside their differences. It is about our well-being, who we are. What defines us is where we come from. It is not your name. It is not. No. What defines us is our background. And if our backyard is in fire, we ourselves, we are in fire. So I think that if artists from Northwest and Southwest regions, and artists in Cameroon in general, because if we are talking about one Cameroon, this crisis is not a crisis for the Northwest and Southwest regions. It affects the whole country. It's high time that with the help or the initiative, the initiative coming from Anglophone artists, the artists in Cameroon should join in the fight, and let us call for an end to this crisis with the strength, the power of music that artists have. They can bring an end. They can reawake, that consciousness in our leaders. Reawake that consciousness on Cameroonians, and we would like to work for peace in Cameroon.
That's Black.
Okay. I have something to say. Not just artists, media people,
of course,
athletes, influencers. It's time we come together and do something.
It's time we come together.
We have
and do something.
We have footballers. We have other stars, celebrities
that could do that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Hopefully your message has gone across. He is calling everyone to come together in order to bring an end to peace, and for peace to be achieved, justice and dialogue is the only way out. Do have a blessed night in the company of programs on DBS television, and go have a taste of a peace mission. Goodbye.